Good morning, everyone. Janelle Tennyson here with the Joint Replacement Academy and another coffee time video. How are you today? I hope you're better than I am. I am dragging today. I'm homesick. On Sunday, I play organ in our church and I felt really good in the morning, so I played organ in the morning, but then as the day started to go by, I started to feel like I wasn't just 100%, so I called in sick for the evening service. Truthfully, I might have been playing just a little bit of hooky though, because my husband was away on a really rare business trip. And I had a very rare opportunity to just sit peacefully by myself down by the water. So I did that and it was really nice. But now it's Thursday, and as the week has gone by, I figured out that I really truly am sick. So I wanted to talk this morning about Baker's cysts. It's a really common problem for people that have knee arthritis. Another name for a Baker's cyst is called a popliteal cyst. So when you have arthritis in your knee, your body knows that something is not right in there, so it tries to produce or it tries to create a natural splint to protect the area. So it begins to form extra synovial fluid within that knee joint to form this natural splint. Sometimes it produces up to about 5 times. I've even heard up to about 7 times the normal amount of synovial fluid. So if you think about the structure of your knee, you have the hard kneecap in the front. On the side of the knee, that's pretty hard too. There's a lot of ligaments and tendons and structure to that. Well, the back of the knee is real soft and fleshy. So that's the point of least resistance. So as the pressure begins to build inside the knee, that fluid can kind of squish out the back of the knee, so to speak, in the form of a fluid-filled sac called a Baker's cyst. So if you think about squeezing an inflated balloon in your hand, as you squeeze it harder, you can imagine that parts of that balloon is going to start bulging out between your fingers or even between the space in your hands. It's not a perfect analogy, but it's pretty good, and it's pretty similar to what happens with a Baker's cyst. So symptoms, excuse me, symptoms of a Baker's cyst can vary. Sometimes people might not even experience any symptoms. I think that's pretty rare. Others would experience a visible swelling or a lump or a bulge behind the knee. You might experience pain when you're fully bending the knee or extending the knee. In severe cases, a Baker's cyst can actually rupture, causing that fluid to leak down behind into the calf area. This can cause really extreme burning and sharp pain in the back of the leg, because that synovial fluid is really irritating when it's found outside the proper confinement within a joint. So it's important to note that Baker's cysts, even though they can be uncomfortable, they're really generally not dangerous or problematic. How are they diagnosed? Usually it's pretty obvious to a physician based on symptoms that you're describing and also just visualizing the back of the knee, but sometimes they may order an ultrasound or an MRI to confirm the matter if necessary. So let's talk about treatment options. Think again about that balloon analogy that I gave before. As part of that balloon is kind of bulging out between your fingers, it wouldn't make much sense to cut that bulge off and glue it back together, would it? Because it would just bulge through again. So that's why Baker's cysts are really difficult to treat. Until the source of that pressure and that inflammation is eliminated within the knee, the Baker's cyst will likely just keep occurring and it will just keep coming back. So a physician may opt to insert a needle and drain the cyst, but again, that's not usually a permanent solution, and sometimes it's not even a solution that will last very long at all. So, excuse me, having a steroid injection into the knee will certainly calm down that inflammation and can give a temporary reprieve. Of course, having a knee replacement will eventually, hopefully very soon, eliminate that source of inflammation within the knee and naturally cure a Baker's cyst. In very rare situations, a surgeon might consider surgical removal of the cyst, but because of the reasons that we've been talking about, it's rare and it probably may not be a permanent solution either. So as you can see, a Baker's cyst is usually a sign of a problem, a bigger problem within the knee, and it's not really just a standalone problem. Of course, if you think you have a Baker's cyst, talk to your provider and have it properly diagnosed and consider the best to learn the best form of treatment for you. I wonder if you share a common misconception about the name of Baker cyst. I had this misconception for a while. A lot of people think that it's named after actual literal bakers, but it's not. It's the last name of the physician that first described a Baker cyst back in the 19th century. So a little bit of information about Baker cyst. Hope you have a good day, and we'll talk soon.